Hi, this is Finance and Investing Just Joey style, and I want to talk to you a little bit about crypto. I haven't been in crypto for a very long time, but I understand it fairly well. I don't know everything there is to know about it, but whenever I do research into something, I've had a knack and I'm really good at figuring out if something is going to stick around for a long period of time. 4 years ago, I had several conversations with several people about Palantir stock. It was about $13 a share. Palantir is now sitting at 156. People didn't understand the company. People didn't really know what it was. I didn't know everything there was to know about the company either. But I could just see between the CEO and what they were doing, the innovation, just the power of their technology, even though it was hard to understand, I could see how it could have an amazing use case in the future. Well, with crypto, it's the same thing. I can see the use case of crypto for the future. This is digital infrastructure. Like, we're literally coming into the digital age. And if you can't see that, you need to start looking around. I mean, everybody's got a cell phone in their pocket. Everything is instant gratification right now. We communicate with people through 10 different apps: Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, X, you name it. That's how we communicate with people. There's not a lot of physicalness anymore. So everything becomes more and more digital. Well, guess what? What is crypto? It's a digital asset. And I think it's a terrible idea to look at it as crypto or cryptocurrency. There's very few of them that are going to be currencies. If you look at them as blockchain networks and digital infrastructure, you're going to understand this space so much better. Think of it like the inner workings and the building blocks of the internet. Crypto is kind of like the new financial internet. Blockchain is the new financial internet. It's the building blocks for the new financial system. And the financial system is gigantic. This is a industry where a lot of it has been around for a decade or more. And there's been a lot of projects that have been around for 3, 5+ years. So we have roughly a decade's worth of data to understand what these projects, protocols, blockchains are, and have done. And then if we pay attention to what companies, look at these major companies: Shopify, Amazon, Square, PayPal, SoFi. They're all getting into crypto. Robinhood. They're all doing things that are crypto-based. Tokenization. We're taking real physical things and we're making a digital copy of them. Tokenization, the easiest way for me to explain that to you, it's like a picture. So back in the day, pictures used to be physical, and we put them in a photo album. You get this big old thick photo album out and go through and look at your pictures. You have to go to someone's house and find it. Well, tokenization is like the physical pictures being on your cell phone. So people are like, well, what good's a digital token of something? Well, think about pictures. It makes it so much more convenient. You can look at any picture that you've ever taken pretty much within a couple of seconds, and they're all in your pocket. You can take them with you anywhere. If there's something fun that you did or saw and your buddy comes over, you're like, oh, hey man, I got a picture to show you. You don't have to go in your closet and get this giant album out. You literally grab it out of your pocket, go into your photo album on your phone, and within 10 seconds, you can show them the picture. That's what tokenization does for everything. It makes everything more easily accessible to everybody. Now, that's an incredible thing. Even in this country, that's incredible. But think about third world countries. Think about countries that don't have easily access to anything, even like water and just normal goods. If they can access different things quicker, especially in their financial systems, like some of these financial systems of other countries are absolute garbage. Like, ours isn't good, and there's so many more that are 10 times worse than ours. So crypto is going to be able to make the financial systems and the currencies stronger for countries that are poor. That's an incredible thing. Now, they're going to do so many other different things, but crypto is just an incredible asset. And we're coming into a perfect storm. I mean, think about it. It's an industry that's been suppressed for over 10 years. People thought it was fairy dust and pixie dust. And yeah, are there some that's going to be absolute garbage? Yeah. Think about the stock market. There's a bunch of stocks in there, a bunch of companies in there that are absolute garbage. So not everyone is going to do well. But what are going to do well? The best of the best, the ones that have been around, the ones that have proved themselves. That is the absolute, best place to put your money, especially now, because it's still considered an emerging market to some degree. But that's rapidly changing. Just a year ago, the SEC still wanted to abolish crypto. What was it? About 3-4 months ago, we got the first piece of legislation signed into law for crypto. That's crazy. And it's bipartisan. We literally, as Republicans and Democrats, I don't care about politics. I mean, I do, but I don't. I'm not going to bring up political views and stuff like that because people get emotionally tied to it. But Democrats and Republicans have a hard time agreeing on anything. And they agreed, boom, majority, over 75%, I believe, for crypto, for stablecoin legislation. So think about that. The lawmakers want this to go through, and they're pushing it through rather quickly. If the people that can't agree on stuff agreed on that and got something through that fast, that's huge. That's gigantic. Now we have interest rates that are going to be coming down. Pretty much for sure. The jobs report was terrible. So bad news is good news for interest rates to come down. But bad news is bad news because, well, interest rates are, there's not a lot of jobs. So that's not great for some other things. But it's going to be really good for risk assets. We have new legislation coming out at the end of the year. Clarity Act, which is the biggest one. That's pretty much the one that all these institutions, that everybody is sitting there waiting for it to pass. That's the final green light. This is we're literally going to tell you, they're going to tell us everything. What something is, what it isn't, everything that institutions need to put money into an investment, because guess what? They have fiduciary responsibility. You can't just willy-nilly somebody's money. You have to meet certain laws and regulations and all this happy stuff. So there's a big pile of money sitting on the sidelines waiting for this to pass, and that's going to be the green light. I'm telling you, you are going to see an insane inflow into the crypto industry, especially the top 10, not necessarily the top 10 by market cap, but the top 10 coins in general, that are going to do well for a very, very long time. And this is just the beginning. You are still extremely early. And think about it. There's been tokens that have gone from 50 cents to $3. And we're still early. There's been tokens that have gone from less than a penny to 125,000. And you're still early. There's things that have tripled this year, and they haven't even cracked an all-time high. We're still early. So I highly encourage you to sit down and research what blockchain is, each individual one, and pick 10 that stand out to you. And DCA into those projects for the next 5 years. And I think you'll be extremely happy. Also, do not forget about ownership. Ownership is the most important thing. Now, trading is a thing, and you're probably going to want to utilize that because it's going to be volatile and things are going to get way overvalued because there's going to be some hype. But there's a lot of fundamentals here too. So taking some profits is not a bad thing. But ownership over the long period. I mean, think about it. 20 years ago, Google. 20 years ago, Amazon. 20 years ago, Walmart. 20 years ago, Tesla. I mean, people would die to frickin' be able to go back and buy as many shares of that stuff as they could then, knowing what it was going to do now. Crypto's the same thing. And like I said, we're in an early industry that's been suppressed for a decade, and there's a bunch of money getting ready to just pile into it. And it's going to change the entire system. So this isn't just a hype train. This is a fundamental train. So get your crap together and really understand what crypto is, and also AI. And this is also, here's a little bonus. If you're a college kid, if you're in your teens, if you have children, I highly, highly recommend that you get your kids or your younger people that you know to understand that crypto and AI are going to be the future. So if you don't understand AI, there's going to be a lot of jobs that get replaced because of AI. Things are more efficient. That's why I think that the job numbers are so far down, is because companies are already getting AI to do things that these employees that don't want to come to work to do, and they don't need them as much. So think about that. So think about getting a job and having skills around crypto and AI for your future, because if you don't, I think it's going to be tough for some people to find a job. So this is Finance and Investing Just Joey style. Prepare yourself. Big changes are coming. Really big changes are coming, and it's going to be great. And if you're positioned in the right places, you can really change your financial future. And 5 years isn't really all that long. And yeah, if you want to have a more in-depth conversation about whatever, come in and join my community. This is Finance Investing Just Joey style. See you around.